Hello everyone and welcome. I did not have an intro, but I've been super cheesy. This is not really my thing. I'm not a very cheesy person, but we're building something for Valentine's Day because I noticed that my upload date was going to be on Valentine's Day. And so I figured I was going to build something for Valentine's Day. I didn't really come up with it. I have to say a huge thank you to someone who commented something. Their name is Lynn, and I decided that Lynn and I are on first name basis because I don't know how to say Lynn's last name. So Lynn, thank you so much for your comment. It was on the mountain hiking trail video, and Lynn commented that they were going to build a romantic building with a pagoda for a peafowl habitat. And I replied to that comment saying, oh, for Valentine's Day. And then I noticed, shall I be making something for Valentine's Day? So I did. I'm not a romantic person. I have super exciting plans for this Valentine's Day though, like so romantic, because I'm gonna work. I'm gonna be at work. Not at the zoo, but I used to be a waitress, and I sometimes still waitresses around when there's a busy day and they need more staff, so I kind of jump in and still do some waiting tables. And obviously Valentine's Day is a busy day, and so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do on Valentine's Day. So yeah, absolutely not a romantic person, but I am a person that really loves the color pink, and so that was kind of it is sort of kind of the only thing that I'm going off here. However, I did kind of want to do like a sort of like a date spot that was kind of cute. I mean, I could have gone all out with like heart shapes, but that's not really what I wanted, because my original idea was also to kind of have like a cafe with like baked goods. So we will later on have a food truck there that is a Bernie's Bakes sort of thing. But yeah, everything is like very like rose colored, and there's a lot of cherry blossom trees, which doesn't really make sense because there's no cherry blossom in February, but we're not talking about that. So yeah, that's kind of it. I love the cherry blossom trees. I really want to build more with those. They are so beautiful. I still remember when I got the game, absolutely every tree everywhere was a cherry blossom tree. So I was excited to get to use those again, and obviously everything is very pink, and pink is one of my favorite colors. I love pink, and I love yellow, and I love both of those in sort of a more pastel variation as well. I'm kind of starting to get to the point with my Animal Crossing island. If you don't know, I started Animal Crossing very late. I got a Switch for basically Black Friday last year, so in 2022, so kind of like 2 years after everyone else. So I'm now getting kind of to the point where I get to have like a theme going on, so it's kind of like a pastel-y beige, yellow and pink. So actually my Animal Crossing island sort of aligns with the build that we're doing today. And I didn't even mention this, but this build isn't really in any of my current projects, which I'm sorry about. I know we're doing that a lot lately, and if you're annoyed by that, you can absolutely tell me. But I've just felt like this wouldn't really fit any of my other things. I guess it could have fit the base game park, but I didn't want to limit myself with any of the pieces. And so I just wanted to do this also because we have the food truck going on, and that is from the Euro Pack, and I really love the food truck. I don't really want to build without it. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We're also having some like pinkish flowers going on, and the food truck will have some more red, which I think is more traditionally sort of the Valentine's Day color, but I just wanted cute. I just wanted my kind of colors. And yeah, I originally for a second there thought that I was gonna make sort of like a bear, like a teddy bear face out of this, but I figured it would just look like Mickey Mouse. So I didn't do that, and I also didn't really have an idea what to put on the other side. I guess I could have done another food truck, but honestly, no. And you're gonna see me struggle around with the path for a bit there, and I could have cut this out, but I just felt like, you know what, we all always struggle with the path, and it's not fair for the people who put their builds on YouTube to just always cut it out and to not be open about the fact that no matter how much you play it, you'll always struggle with the path, at least a bit. So that's what you see me do right now, right there. And the video was very short anyway, so I didn't feel like I needed to cut it out because it didn't really, affect this, the length of this too much. Like, if this was already like half an hour, I would have cut this out, but we had the time, and I thought it was fun. And obviously, like, round path things and then putting these like stall things in the middle, they're a challenge. So if we're not showing the challenge, then what are we showing? So one thing I really dislike about it, even if I really love the food trucks, one thing I really dislike about them is that you always have to kind of cover up this like front where the stall meets the truck. You always have to cover this up because it always looks kind of weird. And again, I used the wrong sign there just because it fit better with the colors. I did that before, and I'll probably do it again. And ironically, this is the sign now for the ice cream parlor. And in the theme park zoo, we had a food truck that had the ice cream in it, and we used the Bernie Bakes one, and now this is a Bernie Bakes with an ice cream one. So I don't know what you will make of this information. I don't know why you needed to have it, but you have it. So if we could recolor the frame of these signs, that would really help me actually. But I guess that's not really the most used piece out there, but I would really like that. So I guess I just remembered lately, now that we're talking about baked goods, I remembered lately that in my very first video, I asked everyone what their favorite baked good was. And honestly, if you still want to chime in, you can let me know, because this is about a Bernie Bakes food truck, and it's about Valentine's Day, and what if not candy is great about Valentine's Day. So oh my god, I really hope I get to take home some candy from work tomorrow. I'm so bad. Today I had Chinese takeout, and it was so dumb. I have to talk about this. I was dumb. The food wasn't. I was. So I was like, okay. It was like a spontaneous thing too. I walked home, and there was like creepy dudes around the corner that I needed to go. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take another way. And that other way took me, by like a Chinese takeout place. And I was like, you know what? Now that I have to walk more because people are being creepy, I'm just gonna take Chinese food home. And so I did. And I don't think I've ever been to this place before. And I ordered something, and I ordered off the cart, and I was like, why? This is pretty expensive. But I was already in there, and I'm one of those people, like, I'm too embarrassed to like turn around and say this is too expensive. I think that's uncomfortable to do. So I order, I pay for it, and I'm like, that was very expensive. And turns out, so I get the food, and I'm like, oh, this isn't expensive. This is feeding a family. I don't think I've ever seen that much takeout food in like one container. It was so much. I had such a stomachache, and I had to eat it in like 2 sittings. It was so much food. So yeah, that was good. It was very, very good food, but way too much. I don't know, maybe I ordered the wrong thing. Maybe I didn't read it right. But so that was my day. So yeah, we will do a quick real-time part. I realized I didn't talk about the building much, but we're gonna do it in a real-time part. So stick with me. See you. All right. So here we are. I think that once I added these pillars, this all really came together. It became so much more manicured somehow. I don't know. So like I said, I'm going to talk about the building more in this real-time part while we kind of walk around this. So obviously the color scheme I did explain. I also added the yellow butterfly, so this became even more of an homage to my recently found Animal Crossing theme. And you might realize that it doesn't really do much here, but we do have, oh my god, that's not what I wanted to do. We do have the Peafowl statues around. There's another one there. She just said something. So wait, hold on. Let's go back around here. So we have another one in this tree over here, another statue, and the reason being that I kind of had the idea that this was gonna have peafowls in it, but also like I kind of wanted to keep it this way because if you want, I can put it on the workshop. You kind of use it as a little bit of a plaza, and I do kind of see myself using this as a peafowl situation here. So my idea is that the peafowls can actually like come through here because obviously the visitors aren't scared of them. So I figured, they could like roam around this little date spot, but I obviously also didn't want to take away from Lynn's ideas, so I didn't really put anything here, and I also thought that this was going to make it more versatile because I figured, I could have put an exhibit here or a habitat here for the peafowls. That's because I was kind of thinking about this, but also, this is the world border, because this is in my like one-off build sort of world. So if we peek over here, this is my first try at this, and then this is the seals from the color challenge. So all of these things just kind of happens so that I didn't put in the peafowls, but that is what I had in mind for this. And then this little thing here, I think it's kind of misplaced where it is right now, but I did really wanted to do something like this because I know my mom really loves these things, and I do think they look really kind of dreamy and pretty in gardens, so I quite like this sort of thing. And then obviously this would also continue. I figured that from here it was probably going to be a way that was going to lead over here, so just imagine this going on into wherever it needs to go, and then over here would be something, blah blah blah. So imagine this within a zoo basically. But let's talk about what we have here, and this is obviously the first thing that I kind of built for this. It's a little bit of a swing set, and my idea was kind of that this is going to be definitely one of those things where people would like to take pictures, probably like pictures like sort of like Instagrammy pictures kind of, and then also it's a bit romantic, you sit with your partner on a swing. But I just realized I kind of wanted this lower down. Well, I don't know why it snapped back, but it did. We're just gonna ignore that then. But yeah, like I said, a lot of like sort of like pinkish colors, flowers here. Bit overgrown, I love a naturally overgrown thing. And let's actually check this out. It's playing music. So that's what I was talking about. Did put a little bit more reddish colors in here. Really, really love that the, I don't know any names of any car parts, but what just happened? Oh my god. Okay. Well, okay. So, this part of the car right here, I love that it turns the same color as the car. It looks so pretty with the like rose color, and then this person is chilling out here because I placed this twice, and then it gets two vendors working there, so maybe those two can have a date and use this pretty spot because there's never going to be any visitors, so they might be off for the day. And this also doesn't make that much sense because why would it grow on a food truck? But I guess it's Forever Valentine's Day over here. I kind of, looking at it now, I kind of wish I did put a curb around here as well. But I guess it's good enough. And really love the butterfly in the tree there. I actually quite love these. Like, they are a really, really good addition to this game because they kind of bring a movement into the scenery, which we didn't have before. I'm pretty sure there's something in the Australia pack that moves, but it's definitely not like a very normal thing. And speaking of that, I'm probably going to do it. If you want this in a workshop, I'm going to add this in for the workshop. FX of falling cherry blossom leaves. What are they called? Petals. We're kind of going to add them in here and leave those two to their date. I don't want to distract anyone or disturb, rather. But yeah, we have some more benches here. For some reason, I felt like these like garden-y benches kind of felt more like a pretty garden would have like these like white benches, these like very standard garden benches rather than anything thematic. But yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about this. Let me know what you think about it. I might give a little bit of a cinematic shot once I put the leaves falling down in here. Yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you have a wonderful Valentine's Day, whether you're working or you're actually spending it the way that it is intended with someone that you like. And yeah, I keep forgetting what I say at the end of videos. I hope to see you around another time. Oh my god. I don't work today.